you're looking at extreme volatility. And you need to realize it's not just the Robinhoods, which was over 80 and is now $15 a share. AMC was over 65. It's now $22. Renewable energy, marijuana stocks have gotten destroyed the second half of the year. And now they're down more than 10% plus in 2022. And we're 11 days in, guys. A little over a week here. But if you look outside of sectors and go into industry, specific industries, holy shit. I mean, biotech is down 10% this year. Software is down 9% this year. Transport's down 8% this year. Apparel companies down 8%. This is just the opening of the year. But you have to come to terms with inflation. Something a lot of people have been shouting from the rooftops for such a long time, for decades we're going to have, and we haven't had it for decades. But this time it was different. I mean, you handed money directly to people. You didn't hand them to the banks to backstop the financial system, the credit card. You handed it to people. You give them check after check after check after check. The reason why holiday sales were okay, digital killed it, but they were okay year over year because everyone was spending money during the year because they had so much money. It was handed to them. Loans you didn't have to give back for businesses. Even Harvard filled out for a freaking loan, for the PPP loan. What a surprise. But when it comes to inflation, it's by far the biggest risk to the market. It's not defaults, it's not bankruptcies, it's not debt. We continue to print our way and push it down further and further and further. We can continue to do it. We've done that. And look what happened. Look at the bull market for what? Over 10 years, 12 years? Outside of a few hiccups? With COVID, maybe a 15% decline in 2018, I believe, late in 2018. But other than that, holy cow, record highs. But when you have inflation, none of those things work. The only way to stop it is to basically force a recession. You have to take money out of the system. Want specifics? The child tax credit. It's going to end this year. Very, very soon. Unemployment benefits going to be scaled back, not offered forever, where you're making more money on unemployment than you would working. You wonder why there's a labor shortage in almost every single freaking industry. There you go. It's why the Fed will stop buying bonds much sooner than expected, which helps keep rates low. It's why almost every Wall Street firm, I just mentioned Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, everyone's going to follow. They're going to continue to raise and increase their Fed hike outlook over the next few weeks. They see it coming. Inflation is here. It's not going away soon. It's why interest rates are starting to surge with the 10-year touching 1.8%. That's a major move. You can compare it historically and say it's still very low. You're right. But we're looking at 1.3 not long ago, a few months ago, to 1.8. That's a major, major move of the 10-year. Again, still low by historical standards, but you see the shift. There's a fundamental shift going on. Inflation is here, and the Fed is behind the curve. And they're like, holy shit. You have to realize that. That doesn't mean everything's going to crash. We should go 100% into cash. Don't do anything. I mean, look at it. Oil and gas is up 7% this year already. Regional banks, insurance stocks, all up over 5% this year. There's sectors that are working, stocks that are working. But it does mean companies with strong balance sheets and dividends, they're going to outperform growth names who are not expected to be profitable for many years. That worked when you have free money given to everybody's funding every project. I mean, you got to see some of the crypto projects I see. They raised $3 million, $7 million, $15 million. They don't have a business model, and they're saying this is what we're going to do. They don't even have something that's in existence. Hey, we're generating $1 million in revenue right now, and this works. And this. No, they're like, listen, here's an idea. This is what we're going to do. And it's these kids that never ran a business before in their lives. And you're like, holy shit, these guys just got $10 million in funding? Are you kidding me? I'm not saying those days are over, but they're going to be pretty close to being over. You're going to have to... The good ideas will always get funded, but the shitty ideas get funded when you have easy monetary policy, which we've had for a long time, especially the past few years. You look at small caps, many of those names are going to take a hit, especially ones that don't have strong balance sheets to go along with their huge potential growth. Means gold's finally going to have its day, or should I say year. I mean, provides a nice safe haven, even as rates are going up, since when you account for inflation, real interest rates are still well into the negative. But it also means it's a good time to buy Bitcoin on this sell-off. I mean, it's being viewed as a risky asset, and people are selling it. Well, there's a lot of margin. I know that. You're going to see margin calls, and I get it. But I really don't see it as a risky asset in this environment. Is it volatile? Of course it's going to be volatile. But to me, it's much less risky than owning assets that are sensitive to higher interest rates. You don't have to worry about dilution. Institutions that relate to the party are going to likely start buying Bitcoin at these levels. Even Novogratz said, who has his finger on the pulse, 38, 39,000 is going to be an interesting level because the institutions were late to the party. And why else are they going to buy Bitcoin? Because it's a $2 trillion market. That's one reason. Two is they're mandated to own alternative assets, which here you go, gives you a shot to own alternative assets. It's why you're seeing massive hiring, JP Morgan, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, for crypto jobs. Massive hiring across the board. And the most important thing is their clients are screaming for it. They want crypto exposure. Even Jamie Dimon said that. Our clients want this. And it's a big enough market where there's volatility and there's liquidity. And that's what you need to get big money in there. I think Bitcoin's a very strong buy here. And volatile, but a good asset to own in this type of environment.